Here, gate 40, infield entry. So we've already filled out our tech sheet, got our wristband, so we should be good to go through the infield, which if you've never been to the infield at Daytona, it's pretty cool because you get to drive underneath bank, which is like the only one of the only tunnels in Florida, it seems. So like I said, a tunnel in Florida. Punch the car a little bit maybe. So these two lanes are all the intermediate drivers. The advanced drivers are out on track, and then those are all the novice drivers, I guess. So at Sebring, whenever I was running, there's only like maybe like 10 cars per group. Here you have like literally maybe 40 cars like per group. So there's a lot more people out in the track, which makes me a little bit more nervous because there's a lot more people that can hit you or that you can hit. So, you know, fingers crossed. We have a much upgraded camera situation. Got a camera here, behind me, this one, the PDR. We are recording from all angles. This will be my very first time ever on Daytona. I've never been on the bank, never driven this track. I've tried to familiarize myself as much as possible with the line via video and whatnot, but I have no idea. So fingers crossed, I survive, the car survives. The PDR is running, air conditioning off, so we are in a full tank of Shell Nitro Plus V-Power gasoline. We are on a brand new set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires on ZR1, so we're not on the Cup 2s. First lap is always a yellow flag for this group that I'm running with, so it gives you a lap to warm the car up. And I also realized I have a drink in the cup holder. It might be a little bit of a shower today in the car. No records are likely to be set today. Our goal is to have fun, make it out alive in the car in one piece, ideally. I was also told to adjust my driver mirror about a car height taller than it normally is, because whenever you're on the bank, if your mirror is at regular height, on the bank you will be looking at the ground, so you can't see if anybody's behind you for point buys or just general traffic. 10:50 in the morning, 89 degrees outside. So it's hot, I'm hot, you're hot. The exhaust is also mic'd up, so fingers crossed microphone does not fly off the car. Hot track. Start the PDR. That's so cool. I've never been on this track. I've been in the pits, so the closest I've ever been to here is about 50 feet that way. Maybe more than 50 feet. 50 yards that way. We are good to go. Pitting out. Little nervous. I remember this from a video game when I was younger. I also remember this from the video I was watching. Oh, we're going out the bank. Whoa! What the? That is so crazy. That is so cool. Oh, that is so funny. You were like totally sideways. Whoa. Turn in here, hit this, get there. Then we can come out here, the rumble strips. Going out in the bank again. Ah. Oh, this is the coolest thing ever. That is such a weird feeling. Wow. That's like almost like disorienting being out on there. You're just like totally sideways. This is the most like congested I've ever been on a track with so many other cars. You really have to get around all these people. Feels like like real racing. That is so crazy. Let's go! Spun out. All right, now we are pitting in. All right, first impressions. This track is really, really, really cool. The banks are really indescribable. I can't really put into words how disorienting that feels the very first time. I can think of maybe the only other time that you would experience similar forces being pushed down and also to the side is probably like a roller coaster. That was a ton of fun. Hopefully that looked fun and cool to you guys. I know I wasn't doing too much talking. I'm gonna try to improve on that this next run. I was just trying to get familiar with the track, but I'm really happy that I'm starting earlier up in the staging area. So hopefully I won't have to pass as many cars, because this arguably is one of the fastest, if not the fastest car out here, at least in the intermediate group. All right, first lap of the last session. Again, first lap is just a yellow, so no passing, warm up. I really can't overstate how like stable this car feels. So someone spilled oil on the track. That's not good. And we are good to go. See if we can catch up on this Type R. Brake. Brake, brake, brake. A little too much brake. Turn in here. Brake again. Turn. This is probably the sharpest turn on this track. Power push you out left. Brake again, and then turn. The chicane. No problem, grip no problem. Out onto the bank.
right, looks like we're good with the oil. On the gas, I'm gonna try to pass this Camaro. We're good. On the brakes and turn. Wow, this car is just so stable. Giving me a point by. Thank you. On the brakes. The turn. Okay, I can take that corner a little faster, I see now. But a lot of speed through here. And this is a really sharp turn. Power out now. Again, lay into the brakes here and turn. And now we can catch the Honda. Up to 177 there. Thank you, sir. Okay, we can really pick up some speed through here. $179. The oil again, turn. Wow, this thing just no problem. Absolutely no problem. letting me by again. Dang, checkered flag. Last lap. That sucks. I want to keep going. Yeah, it's like just when you start having fun, it's over. I could do this all day. And more importantly, the car could do this all day, which is what's crazy. That's a bummer. That was last session. At Sebring, I was like, yeah, it's been a long day, I'm tired, like, I'm good to go. But for this, I could go another like 2 or 3 times and would have so much fun. So it's really a bummer that that's the last session of the day. That's really a shame. That makes me sad. Oh, I just realized I had AC on that whole time. Whoops. Dang, maybe I could have gone even faster. I didn't realize I had air conditioning on, dude. I don't really know how much that affects it, but it's unnecessary anyway because I have the windows down, so I'm just pulling power for no reason. So the fastest speed of the day was 185, but I guess fastest time, right now it's showing 207 for that session, but I have to look back. I don't know exactly what the fastest time was. I wasn't as worried about actual lap times because there's so much traffic, and I knew like the lap times wouldn't be like that great anyway, given the traffic. I was instructed by the Corvette engineers that after you're done with the session, leave the car on for like 2 to 5 minutes because it wants those fans to run to cool the circulating like fluid. So I'm just gonna sit here for a second while that runs. Initial closing thoughts. This car is so crazy fast. I hit 185 on the bank on 4S's and with me being the driver, and it handled it flawlessly. It could definitely go even faster. I'm curious how fast you could get this car up to on this track. I'm guessing like over 190 if you really had the perfect line and perfect exit out of some of those banks, because you can pick up so much speed. Number one, how did the car perform? Performed flawlessly. I had absolutely, again, 0 issues of overheating, and it's one of the hottest days of the year. It was 101 degrees on the track, and I had 0 overheating issues. Everything was low. The oil temperature, I think, was like low 2s, far before the overheating range. It was fantastic. Daytona is a much faster track and a little less technical than Sebring from my experience. So it wasn't nearly as hard on the brakes, but even with it being less on the brakes, I didn't have any type of brake issues. Still no brake fade. Brakes seemingly are holding up just fine. They feel just the same as, again, same day I picked it up. I don't feel any difference as far as like pedal response. And the carbon ceramic rotors on this car, their wear is gauged based on weight and thickness. And once a certain threshold of weight lost or thickness lost, they need to be replaced. So I don't think I'm anywhere near that point, not after 3 track days with the drag strip, but the car was literally bulletproof. It felt completely stable the entire time, even going 185 miles an hour was as fast as I got it up to, coming off one of the banks into one of the longer straights with the chicane, got up to 185, and the car was totally stable. I didn't feel like I was gonna lose it. There was never a time where I felt like, oh, this is a little bit too much. Like the entire time I felt like it could have been pushed even harder with someone that was more comfortable behind the wheel. So definitely what I did today, the car is capable of even more, which is just absolutely crazy. The biggest issue of the day was 90% of the time spent on the track was me waiting for point buys because this car is so fast. It is faster than pretty much every single car that I was running with today from what I saw. I would just pull up on every single car, whether it was through the turns or on the straights and the banks. I was catching up on everything. Even in the second session where I was one of the first cars to go out, I passed, the first 3 or 4 that were ahead of me, and then even caught up to the end of
the last people to go out. So it was just lapping everything, running into a lot of traffic, but the car performed. I couldn't have asked it to perform any better. But anyway, let me know what comments you guys have or questions about this car, this video, this session. I'd be more than happy to answer as many as possible in the comments below. Let me know if you like the format of this video or if there's suggestions or things I should change about these track video layouts. I don't know when my next track session is. I'm gonna have to, you know, keep an eye on the calendar, see if Sebring or Daytona or something else is coming up soon. Maybe make the drive down to Miami for Homestead or go up to Georgia or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, even subscribe if you guys want to. Again, more videos hopefully coming soon. That is a plan. At least once a week is the target. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.